ChairShot Podcast coming at you on the first pod of February. We've made it, folks. You've all, well done, lads. Everyone listening to this, lads and ladies. You've all made it through the longest January of all time. That actually was quite a long January. That was like, I think, it was 5 weeks, I'm fairly sure. Very grey, very wet. We all made it through. It's basically summer. Now, so sun's out, lads. We're all wearing our shorts and our shades, and we're going to the beer garden. Coming with me to the beer garden. Sorry, boy. Coming with me to the beer garden are my co-hosts. First of all, I got Paul over there.
What am I doing in the beer garden?
Just hanging out with me. Drinking a 0-0 or a Coke. You know, it's Coke, you know, Pepsi. I don't think I've ever been in a pub that sold Pepsi. Now that I think about it, they would do the opposite. They would do the opposite of the classic. They would go, "Is Coke okay?" And you say no.
Pepsi.
And Paul would say no. Paul, I was just going to straight whiskey then.
No, I was somewhere recently and I asked if they had Pepsi and they didn't. Where was that?
Was it the Coca-Cola factory?
I believe I was at, yes, it was Mr. Coca-Cola's house. I believe it was.
I think they do Pepsi in O'Neill's in the UK, the Irish pub chain.
I think there's a couple of chains that do it. I think KFC still does Pepsi on tap, quote unquote. But honestly, other than that, being told that no, we don't do Pepsi would not surprise me basically anywhere. I mean, shops should have it, right? But pretty much anywhere that sells soft drinks as part of a meal or a pub setting, yeah, I mean, they're going to have Coke, aren't they? Or some kind of bougie, independent, Fentimans-esque.
Yeah, all that shit. Those are the worst. God, just...
Yeah, I've tried to like them, but they're always 15 quid, please, for this like slightly crap tasting
spicy fizzy drink for you that into a Coke.
Oh dear me. Anyway, Joe's with us as well, by the way.
Yeah, hello, everyone.
Now he's in the beer garden with me having a little shandy.
Yes.
I was in the pub earlier today, inside because it's cold.
Oh,
I watched about 40 minutes of the United match. So I joined in.
40 minutes did you watch?
The middle. I got like tail end of the first half, and then at post half time, I got about a half hour. So I saw 2 goals, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So I've joined in this week. Don't ask me any questions. I don't have anything to say. But yeah. That's about the pinnacle of my life, because I haven't done very much this week. So there you go. I watched 40 minutes of football at the pub. How about you boys? How's your life stuff been this week? What have you been up to? How has the week treated you?
It's good. Michelle was away midweek because she her birthday Monday, her birthday Michelle, birthday month's over. She's not getting any more treats.
No.
Birthday month is officially over. But then she went to Birmingham for work on Tuesday night or Wednesday night. No, oh God, whatever it was. So I went and met her at the station when she came back, Euston Station in London. I got there a bit early. And it was also the night of the final round of Champions League games. So I thought, well, I'm there early. Pop in a little pub. I'm at an age where I'm no longer scared to go in a little pub by myself and just stand at the bar with a pint, prop up the bar and be like, what I need. Along with the old blokes, £7.70 for a pint there. So that's
what?
That's
yeah. Gold,
liquid gold. It was a sort of not special beer, but like a I don't say limited edition, but it was like seasonal, like that a month.
Right. Okay.
No, but again, it is right near Euston. It's going to be very tourist centric. So yeah, it was.
But still,
I was a little bit like. So yeah, but a decent pint and watched the Chelsea-Napoli first half. So that was good. Couple of goals. 2 very good goals actually in that game. So I was pleased with that. And then we got home. So yeah, other than that, not a lot this week.
What about you, Paul?
No, not much. I did all my excitement the week before buying furniture. One thing I did do is I did find all my old Power Slam magazines. So while I was getting the books for the bookshelf, I come across my old Power Slam magazines. Not all of them, though. It does seem like some of them have disappeared into the ether. I now have like weird gaps where before magazines. But we will be taking a look at one of them today in the returning feature, CSP Has Issues.
I love that. I wonder if you
not going to give away yet which one we're going to be looking at, but it's an interesting time period.
I wonder if you pop on eBay for your missing ones, maybe someone will be selling them.
Yeah, at $5 a pop. No, thank you.
Oh, really? Is it not like you kind of maybe get lucky and someone's having to clear out who isn't a wanker?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do those yearbooks now.
Oh,
so
yeah, which
you
guys have gotten them, haven't you? Or just Paul, you've gotten them.
I've 5 of them now. Yeah.
Joe, did you ever get one in the end?
No, I didn't.
No, me neither. Yeah. Speaking of just funny tie-in. Just speaking of the wrestling magazines, I saw doing the rounds again today on the old Wrestling Blue Sky was the infamous FSM article about not showing Triple H in a vulnerable position for SmackDown versus Raw 2009. Thank God he's not an insecure wanker anymore.
Thank goodness.
Thank fucking God, ego maniac.
Yeah, now he's on the cover of the new game with some other fella's body.
He's some other man's body, yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, let me tell you, when they announced that Attitude Era edition of that game, I was like, Jesus Christ, is there a more fucking boring, less desirable to see version of this game coming? Oh, anyway, what's this next one? Literally the Triple H edition of the game.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
Wow. We were. Anyway. We got some wrestling news here before we jump into CSP has issues. The big news from the week: we are still, I mean, lots of people showing up, lots of jumping around, lots of debuts and people leaving and whatnot. Tommaso Ciampa earlier in the week basically posted, as people have been speculating for a while, posted on his Instagram saying, "My contract's up. I'm choosing not to renew it. Thanks to WWE for all the good times." Blah blah blah. You know, the pretty diplomatic message. And I was kind of in two minds about Ciampa because I was just kind of like, once upon a time I really liked him, but like a decade of WWE and injuries, and I was just kind of like, I mean,
partially responsible for the cliche we now use to describe WWE's style that we don't like, the looking at the hands, why am I so evil?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, involved in all that stuff, and whenever it's a guy like that, and Ricochet is a good example of how they can prove you wrong and overachieve. The question you always have to ask yourself is like, okay, is he irreversibly programmed that way, or can he get the old guy back? And Ricochet was very much able to get the old guy back, and I was kind of in two minds, like, really, he showed up in AEW, I wouldn't hate it, but would I be actively rooting for it? Maybe not. And I didn't think it would be so instantaneous, but that was indeed moot pretty much instantly because he showed up this Wednesday, answering Mark Briscoe's challenge. I did not get around to watching the Collision match. I heard it was really good. Spoiler, let's just jump ahead for our Collision review, but either of you boys watch it?
Yeah, bang.
Yeah, of course.
Bang.
Really good? Excellent. Okay, good.
I was skeptical as well. When I saw it was released, I was like, okay, off to TNA you go, sir. I have to add, like, so much of my knowledge of just anyone who's in WWE and NXT is purely based off secondhand kind of, word of mouth and speculation. Because I've never seen Gargano or Ciampa have a match because I didn't watch NXT. Maybe years ago when I was still watching that. I have no idea if he's actually any good or not. So I'll give him a chance. Maybe Tony's a fan. We know Tony loves Ring of Honor, so maybe that's why he brought.
Yeah, he was. I really liked him back in the Indies, and the early days of the Gargano team I thought were a lot of fun. Yeah, and I mean the other thing that's kind of interesting with him is he's had a lot of bad injuries. I mean he's had the knee issues, he had the neck. I mean he had the neck issues. I think did they start happening before WWE? He's got a lot of issues, but he seems to be looking well. And I will say the presentation, at least on Dynamite, was cool. It felt like not only did they bring him in, but it kind of felt like they are instantly kind of getting behind this guy in a way they don't often do. And obviously, so the aforementioned Collision match, he won. He won the TNT title from Mark Briscoe. Big elaborate entrance, special lighting and music. Yeah. He's got his custom jacket. And he won a title. And look, one of the AEW hallmarks is kind of the old lose your first big match, slow roll you out, make the fans want it. Not with this guy, which is interesting. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I was kind of in the same mindset as Joe, where I was a little like, gun to head, do I want this guy? Not really. And that's even, having watched him in the heyday of NXT, I think I even gave him one of my matches of the year. Was the what was the name of the tournament? The Cruiserweight.
Oh, classic, yeah.
Tournament. When they brought the Cruiserweight title back, he and Gargano was the first or second round, had a crazy good match. But yeah, as Barry said, he's had his physical issues. He's been a guy in WWE for the last few years who's on the lower end of things. So is there an element of it being, the kind of signing that in the past we would have scorned TNA for bringing in like this lower card WWE guy and pushing him, and the optics that come with that. But, as Barry said, for people who are fans of him pre-WWE or even fans of his WWE run, maybe in NXT, I think you nailed it, Joe. Give him a chance. Let's, clean slate. Let's see what he can do. And
you had a great match, so
exactly. And this is a company where if he was not performing, I don't think he would last very long at that level.
I also thought, God, he's knocking on a bit. Looked up his birthday, younger than me. All right, cheers.
What? Weird. That's why.
He's 85.
He's got the big grey bushy beard and also the extremely intense Florida tan. And his gimmick is like he's kind of just like this kind of slightly off kilter drifter presentation almost.
He's also got the Donnarumma thing of having the big Italian nose, kind of think makes you look older.
Yeah,
like Luigi Donnarumma's like 23, and I thought he was 40.
Donnarumma's also got the hair of a 50-year-old man.
That's the thing. You get certain Italians, they sort of have that look. So. But fair play, TNT Champion. It's good.
Yeah, he also had Ty Dillinger's collar, big giant collar on.
Harry Hill collar.
The Harry Hill collar.
He's bald. Wait a minute.
All right, get a beard on Harry Hill. There's our artwork.
Who's better, Ciampa or Briscoe?
Beard on Harry Hill.
You got to wait to find out. Bye.
Oh, interesting.
I'll tell you what, though, was nice. Taking Ciampa out of the equation just for a second. I got such a thrill out of Briscoe made this announcement. The lights went out because I watched Dynamite live this week. Lights went out and I didn't know who it was. Music started playing. I didn't know who it was. Psycho Killer came up. Now this will show my ignorance. I didn't know who it was. And then eventually it came up with Ciampa, and I go, "Oh my god, Ciampa!" And it was like the feeling of
actually
a real
surprise. Yeah.
Surprise.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was interesting that the crowd. So I watched it the next day, so I knew who it was. I thought it was interesting that like the crowd did not react at all when part of his big elaborate entrance is like this heart beating on the screen, and then it turns black. That's like his WWE thing, and nobody gave. And more people reacted to Psycho Killer, and Amy hasn't used in like a decade. Then reacted to the black heart thing, and I was like, is this,
there's a cutoff point, right? Of 2018 to 19.
Yeah,
myself included, where I was watching NXT, and then jumped to AEW and cut NXT off completely. So
but that's true. Yeah, I suppose there's probably plenty of people watching this who have not seen this man in a very long time. So interesting jump there for Ciampa. Elsewhere on the AEW roster news, we did have the very unfortunate injury to Jake Doyle this week in the FTR. A very nasty injury. So it was not nice to look at. Took a DDT on the apron, and I think it was just like holding onto the rope or something, or something like that.
Seemed to be.
And just kind of stretched his pec and just instantly yelled and said something along the lines of "I've just torn my pec." How rotten? He's been wrestling for a long time. Jake Something's been around for quite a while and did his time in TNA, and right here, the first big match of what will surely be the push of his career, and just to get an injury like that is just brutal, absolutely brutal luck. And while certainly not the worst affected person in this situation, I could not help but think about Mark Davis when this happened. I was like, this fucking guy cannot just so unlucky. Like, he's had his own injuries, and while he was injured, kind of his former partner went sky high, being Kyle Fletcher. They don't even like reference Aussie Open anymore. They don't do nostalgia for it. They don't tease it. They don't acknowledge the split. They're like it's so like Kyle Fletcher has so thoroughly shed that. And Davis has kind of just been a guy in the background for the Callis family lately. And hopefully, I mean, it'd be really depressing to see him go back to that kind of Lance Archer role of guy in the background who's maybe in a 6-man tag every now and then for the family. But very unfortunate news for Jake, though. It was a complete tear, it sounds like, so he's looking at several months off, unfortunately.
I mean, I was watching the match and I went to the bathroom and I came back and it was over. So it did feel like they kind of ran to the finish very quickly. Sucks though. My God, what is third match?
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. They also confirmed on Dynamite that Samoa Joe had a non-specific, non-contact injury was the weird verbiage I believe they used. So he is out for an unspecific amount of time. So we will see what the story is with him. And maybe we can get more details on what that would entail soon. And we had this week, again, spoilers for our Collision review coming up shortly. We did have our first match made for Grand Slam Australia. It'll be Orange Cassidy and Timeless Toni Storm versus Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir in a mixed tag hair versus hair match.
Yes.
With the pinned person getting their head shaved. So, I mean, you have to imagine that's one of the heels. I mean, the obvious one is Yuta, of course.
That would be,
but interesting. Is this their first hair match they've done?
That's a good question.
I think it might. They've done angles where people have shaved their hair or heels have cut people's hair, but I think this is the first time they've actually done a hair on the line match.
Possibly, yeah. I'm struggling to think if there has been
hair match. Nah, don't think so.
That'll be an interesting one to watch. I mean, she's committed to her art, but I mean, if after all this losing they've had it done, if they have Toni Storm lose her hair in a match, I'm going to be like, all right, who has she, whose family member did she, run over?
This can be her G.I. Jane era.
But this is the funny thing, is that I wouldn't put it past her to be like, that would be a cool, wacky thing to do for my characters, to have her, have a new redemption arc starting with getting her hair cut. I don't think so. Yeah, surely we're finally getting that. We're giving you some sideburns you can set your watch to.
How about you have Toni Storm shaves her head, and then Don Callis is doing a promo and he's making fun of her, and Juice Robinson comes up and slaps him. There you go. Boom.
Good little reference there, folks.
Thank you. The silence was made it all worth it.
Sorry, I think my mic cut out there when I was laughing. Let's jump into our features. That's the wrestling news for the week. What's the fantasy update before we get into CSP has issues?
Okay, so fantasy update. Can Tony Khan stop fucking with me for 1 week? Is the update. It's very tight. There's 9 points between the three of us again. So to close out the first month, and there only to be 9 points from first to third, again, speaks to how well balanced the teams are and how well balanced the rules are. Joe with a big week. Joe with a 25 this week. So as of last week, Joe was kind of lagging behind. Joe with a big 25 this week.
We're warming up, brother. Here we go.
Barry with only a 12. Only had 2 people wrestling, but they were both in title defenses, hence the points. And then 16 on Dynamite for me, and then a big fat duck egg for Collision. And I was licking my chops, thinking, right,
what,
I was
just having a bit of dinner, was it?
Okay. 95. I'm on 86, and Barry at the time was on 85. So there was 1 point between the three of us. And then, of course, we had Mark Briscoe fucking lose the TNT title against Tommaso Ciampa. costing me 4 points. And then, of course, Willow defended title. So again, going into the main event of this week's Collision, there were 3 points between the three of us. So again, very, very tight. Very, very close. Joe has now caught up with two of his wrestlers who had not wrestled yet as well. Okada and Cassidy are now back at it. Hologram, still no sign of him.
He's got to come back soon.
Yeah, they're heating up Klon. I feel like they gotta be doing Hologram soon.
They've got to bring the Graham back. Come on, Big H. Where is he?
So we're doing a Graham of Big H. Well, hang on a minute now.
Oh, hello.
Wait a minute.
I was almost considering a trade this week, given I had 3 people on 0, but then Okada and
two of them.
I was like, yeah, okay, fine. Let's not.
And Cassidy on Grand Slam, which gets you extra points if he wins.
Yeah, so no panic.
Little mental note for next year when we do our show where we review the rules. Some kind of bonus for if you take a person's hair or mask would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if 2027, typical AEW slow burn, surely Klon and Graham is concluding in a mask match. That angle really feels like Tony trying to do his like the wrestling nerd and
Sin Cara.
Like it's so but better. But like it seems to be him doing his real like this is my actual homage to Lucha. You've got the character and the evil version of the character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Octagon and
Pentagon and stuff like that. And that is certainly going to culminate in a mass match. Maybe even like in one of those crossover CMLL shows would be pretty cool if you can do it in Mexico. That'd be pretty sick.
But hologram and Instagram. There you
go. He's done it. I don't know what he's done, but he's done it.
He's done it. Clangers tonight, folks.
Oh, dearie me.
I think we need a week off already. It's just terrible. It's all the worst jokes in this.
I've still had Mercedes not wrestle, of course. Come back, Mercedes. And Barry, only Ospreay.
Yeah.
These are long-term bets.
Yeah, I mean, me and Joe, when Ospreay's out, we should be really trying to get out in front of Barry before Ospreay returns.
Well, but Moné's the same. When she's back, she'll be wrecking up.
Yeah, if Tony Khan can stop kissing Hangman's arse for 2 seconds and stop giving him fucking wins left and right, I'd appreciate it. Belts for no reason. That would be great. Of course, the other news for Barry, and we don't obviously know the severity yet. Samoa Joe injured. Which is, of course, on Barry's team. They didn't give any indication in terms of how long-term that might or might not be.
Yeah, and it kind of seemed like, I don't know, it kind of seemed a bit like a cover just for him to be away for a few weeks rather than any kind of like, generally like, I don't know, is he filming something or is it just kind of like we don't really have anything for him after he lost the title, so we're going to just have him. We're going to send him away for a little while. It's hard to tell because you're literally just basing it off of Excalibur's like offhand comment. But I didn't get the impression it would be something super long. But keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it.
The scores as of this week: 82 for me, 85 for Joe, 91 for Barry. So Barry's a 6-point lead, and then I'm 3 points behind Joe. So again, pretty close at the top. Hangman still reigns supreme over the whole company at the time being. He's the number 1 wrestler in the company. Kevin Knight at Speedball joined at number 2. And then again, discounting the 3 guys who won the trios titles. Willow at number 4, Statlander at 5, Tony Storm at 3. At 6. At number 3 does not follow 5, children. Tony Storm and El Clone joined at 6 and 7. 6-7. Which, by the way, Ciampa did the 6-7 during his match. I was like, brother, you're like 50. What is this?
He's 67.
And then Moxley, Darby, and Megan Bayne at joined 8. So yeah, I mean, we still have no one to have wrestled 6. We're 5 weeks in now. And Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey are top of the number of matches wrestled on 5 each as well. So they're the only guys who are averaging a match a week. But obviously they were actually on 5 matches by last week. Neither of them wrestled this week. And again, just to remind, because we do have a Grand Slam coming up. The agreement for the Grand Slam points are 6 points for a win, 3 for a draw, and 2 for a loss. So it is basically double points for Grand Slam. But and announced for that, Orange Cassidy, Team Joe, Tony Storm, Team Paul, and then Wheeler and Marina Shafir are unpicked, undrafted.
Marina is kind of an interesting one. I say they're using her more and more. She is doing more and more stuff every week. So that's
3 matches this year so far. Only 3 points from 3 matches, so 3 defeats. But she is around. Of the undrafted people, just give it a shout out. There's 3 undrafted wrestlers who are on 10 points or over. They are El Clan, of course, Harley Cameron, who is just picking up those defense wins, and Tommaso Ciampa, who got 10 points for his title win. Actually, that's incorrect. Ciampa would get 14 points, so I've just updated that. It's 14 for Ciampa. My God, Ciampa is actually the 6th place wrestler in the company now after 1 match. I will of course go back and make sure that I gave 14 for the other title changes. I'm fairly sure I would have. Yeah. Let's make sure I didn't fuck you guys out of points.
It's just trios, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm checking.
So I think
I did. I gave 14 points. Yeah. I gave 14. So we are good. We're good. Okay. That's your Fantasy League update. And now it's time to go back in time. We'll do it like Wayne's World. Okay. So this cool. This is that's Beavis and Butthead. That's not Wayne's World. That's the other guys.
Oh, so Wayne was in time travel. That's Bill and Ted.
I'm tired, folks. I'm tired. I'm tired. Long week.
80s movie, 2 friends telling jokes, teenagers.
Actually, no excuse. I'm on day 3 of a 4-day weekend as well, so I should be well rested. Okay, so we're going to talk about Power Slam, the wrestling magazine, as it's called per the front of the magazine here, which cost €4.93 at the time. The spiritual successor, Inside the Ropes, will now set you back about $9.50. So it's been doubled in price.
That used to get you a free PS2 demo disc for that price.
So the meta on this one, in terms of why this magazine was picked, was because this is, as per the pile of magazines I still have in my possession, this is the most recent one that I bought. Now, I don't know if that means that it was the last one I ever bought, because like I said, there's some that have gone missing, but this is of the ones I still have, the most recent. So it is the December 2012 issue.
Okay.
Of Power Slam magazine. I'm going to run you through just some of my notes from this magazine, some interesting tidbits from the era. So mini quiz here. The cover star, without looking it up, the cover star, the headline is The Chosen One. And it says WWE hands the big push, and big is italicized, the big push to blank.
Give me the month again.
December 2012.
December 2012. Okay.
Right back.
I am going to guess Alberto
Del Rio.
Yeah.
I'm sending you the cover on Discord here.
It is in fact Ryback.
It is big Ryback. So already on the cover, there's some interesting, again, an interesting period. Jeff Hardy speaks to Power Slam. This time last year, I was sat in the Slammer. So he was still, of course, in the midst of his...
Could be any year. Could be any year.
Yeah. This could have been on the magazine stands as a couple of years ago. You'll notice as well, Big Show Stealer. Big Show takes the world title and the best match award at Hell in a Cell. How good was that show?
I mean, that was any year.
That was the Shamo match. If I remember, that was a great match.
It was the Shamo match. To be fair, I thought it was interesting in a December 2012. So just doing the maths here, you're talking about a good 14 years past his prime, 2 years into his career, having the best match. Also, this is one article, or we're going to be having a look at WWE Bound. Which TNA stars, if any, might join WWE? So that'll be fun to look at in retrospect. We jump to the news here. In the deals and arrivals, the artist formerly known as Pac is now wrestling for FCW/NXT as Adrian Neville. They mention here, and I don't understand what this is referencing, because I'm thinking back to Neville in NXT. I would say fairly unremarkable looking. They say the artist formerly known as Pac, Benjamin Satterley, is now wrestling for FCW NXT as Adrian Neville. WWE hasn't changed his hairstyle yet. Not sure what that would be referencing exactly. Did he have a wacky hairstyle or some notable hairstyle of the Indies? Yeah,
just kind of what he had up until fucking AEW just changed it very recently. Yeah. Just the greasy kind of yeah. Although
were they cutting people's hair in FCW? Maybe were they?
I mean, it had the reputation as being the little Randy Orton factory, didn't it? You know. Yeah.
Maybe. So Pac, anyway, he's obviously now in AEW. We had who remembers this story? Sky Box Office will carry the Rolling Stones concert that WWE is promoting on pay-per-view.
I have zero recollection. We were podcasting during this era. I have no recollection of that.
Apparently WWE were co-promoting a Rolling Stones. I have the briefest of memories about that, to be honest. And then maybe the most notable story in this one. This is the month that CM Punk overreacted and attacked the wrong fan.
Oh, yeah.
And when he was running like a damn scalded dog through the crowd, and some fella slapped him on the back of the head or something, and he turned around. It's just like totally innocent bystander.
Yeah, there was like a guy some dickhead reached like 2 rows in front of him to punch CM Punk in the back of the head, and Punk did a spinning back fist to the guy immediately behind him.
They say a lawsuit has not yet been filed by Charles Schmidt in relation to CM Punk's regrettable actions at the end of the October 8th.
Nothing ever came of that in the end, I don't think.
I don't think.
Probably bought him off with some tickets or something, you know.
Yeah. Very appropriate prediction here. They say it has occurred to me that if WWE will not allow CM Punk to cleanly pin John Cena or Ryback, the chances of him defeating The Rock are incredibly slim. Ding, ding, ding on that one. We'll jump forward here to Ground and Pound, when Power Slam used to include, for some reason, MMA coverage.
They were all doing it. Listen, they were all doing it at the time.
All doing it.
God, unbearable time period, quite frankly.
They don't do it anymore. I mean, this was true in Power Slam, certainly from, I want to say, the late 90s up until, like, this is 2012. So for the better part of the entire decade, they always had this little Ground and Pound section. But there is some WWE related or wrestling related stories here. The main story being the shutting down of Strikeforce.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, at the time, the UFC's number one competitor, which allowed a steady stream of stars to transfer to the UFC, including Ronda Rousey.
Didn't they buy Strikeforce to get Rousey? That was the
sort of
the thing. Probably not true
to an extent.
That was the.
But Rousey, of course, was then announced to make her UFC debut. She went on to success in the UFC before all the women got really good and then beat the fuck out of her. And she then went on to WWE, where she had an excellent run, and then one run that was a big pile of shite. But also, UFC President Dana White has confirmed that Brock Lesnar will not fight again in the UFC. Of course, he did.
He did.
And Dave Bautista, who made his MMA debut this month, said he would like to fight again. Of course, he did not.
He did not. No, he did not. I watched that live, that fight on like early Twitch TV. Someone was just back in the day when you could just put it up on Justin.tv and just call it illegal stream for watching the wrestling or the MMA.
Interestingly here, they have a nickname listed for Batista here. Dave blank Batista. Anyone remember, Barry, you've now said you watched it live. Do you remember what Batista's MMA fighter nickname was?
Absolutely no clue. I assume it was not the Animal.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, no, it was not. It was related to a role he played in The Man with the Iron Fists.
Good Lord.
No, so it was almost like a movie tie-in.
Weird, yeah. I never saw that film because it looked dreadful.
Is it Fisty McIron?
You're not a million miles away. It was Dave Brass Body Batista. That's the old brass body.
Iron Fists, Brass Body, Gold Cock. Now we're...
Gold Cock. That's Goldberg and Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page's team, isn't it? We do have then this is jumping to our main event here. Q&A. Who from TNA might jump to WWE and be pushed as headliners?
AJ Styles.
Well, I'm going to give you the list of names that they mentioned.
Drew McIntyre.
And this is kind of our mini quiz for today.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the names that they mentioned, and you can tell me in December 2012, did they think that these people would do well, and if they jumped to WWE, would they go and be pushed as headliners, or would they either not go or go and not be pushed as headliners? Okay. Number 1, Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. WWE will push Jeff Hardy as a headliner if it can persuade him to return to the company when his contract expires in February 2013. So, of course, Jeff Hardy, to the best of my recollection, was never pushed as a headliner in WWE again after his run in the late 2000s. Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan?
I'm going to say... would this have been post... No, because he was already back there when the sex tape thing happened. I'm going to say yes, because there'd been so much precedent, even by this time, that they would have known to say that, yes, of course, he'll always go back.
Yeah, this actually was after the sex tape scandal. They referenced the sex tape scandal here.
Wait, really?
Yeah. There's a photo with a caption, would WWE rehire Hulk Hogan even after everything that's been said and the sex tape scandal?
Okay.
We think so. So they say if Hulk Hogan were to return within the next 2 years and we're physically able to work a match, so obviously that was not the case, WWE would pit him against one of their headliners in a main event scenario because the match would draw a huge nostalgia-fueled pay-per-view number. Kurt Angle.
Yes.
I'm going to say they say no on this because that was the common rhetoric at the time was that he was the guy they would never touch, and
Right, that's exactly what they said. WWE would not even negotiate with Angle when his TNA contract came up for renewal in 2011 for reasons which are not connected to his wrestling talents. If they were not prepared to offer him a job in 2011, it's impossible to believe it will in 2014, which must eliminate the chance of an in-ring comeback by Angle in WWE. I don't know why they say 2014 because this is the 2012. Anyway, Bully Ray.
I think they would have said yes because this was like Bully Ray's like one really good run.
Yeah, they said Bully Ray would have made an ideal opponent for John Cena or Sheamus. Had he chosen to return to WWE when his contract expired in August, however, Ray at age 41 made the decision to extend his business relationship with TNA for 2 more years. Rob Van Dam.
I mean, they did, and it was crap. I'd say no. No, I'd say they would say yes.
I think yes.
Yeah, they say that he has no inclination to return for a 4-match per week schedule, which he would likely have to accept. Mr. Anderson, saying fired on bad terms by WWE, doubtful whether they would ever rehire him. Given the way in which he left, his age, and regression as a worker. Ouch.
Yeah, nasty. Yeah. Well, I mean, true, though.
True, though. Aspect of James Storm's gimmick are similar to Steve Austin. Instead of if they were to hire him, they would have changes in persona entirely. You say? I'm not sure.
What, like in a beer?
He drank beer. I think that was more.
Yeah, Austin never wore a hat.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He wore a little green cap all the
He
time.
didn't have a cowboy hat.
He did in that Vince McMahon and Kurt Angle.
Austin wasn't a cowboy, he was a redneck.
Actually, they were the same person. He was never a cowboy. What's more, his ring style is too southern for WWE.
What?
And he has the TNA wrestler label working against him.
Well, that's fair. That's a fair.
That was fair.
Sting. What did they say about Sting?
It's got to be a yes.
I think it'll be a no, just because it's at that stage he's not gone for so long. You know,
They say he would only ever join WWE for a short program with The Undertaker.
that was
Never happened.
Never happened, and that was the big. I mean, what a layup that they couldn't be bothered their arse doing.
Yeah. The Late Show again.
God, fucking wanker. God.
AJ Styles.
I say no. He's too small, too southern.
Yeah, too southern and too small. I would say, and
It's too similar to like the honky tonk man.
Yeah.
It wasn't legit.
Yeah, and too similar to Steve Austin.
They'd have to change his gimmick completely.
TNA wrestler AJ Styles does, and TNA wrestler is in inverted commas, does not strike us as WWE headliner material.
Well.
Silly Billies. And at age 35, so what is he now? Approaching 50.
Well, yeah, that's
Probably
a spry young thing in modern WWE.
Yeah. Probably has little interest in leaving a cushy TNA job in order to navigate the political minefield in WWE. So like he is like less than 2 years from leaving TNA.
Yeah, and was itching to go by the time he left.
And couldn't wait to go. Cushy TNA job until they asked him to take a like 60% pay cut or whatever it was. Austin Aries.
He was pretty hot at the time, so I would say yes.
I say yes because there was a bit of people thought he was going to be. He was quite good, Aries, at that point. Briefly.
At that point, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, didn't last long.
Yeah, they describe his style as alien to WWE. And in the unlikely event that he was offered a contract, he would probably be asked to spend an indeterminate period in developmental, learning how to work before WWE would even consider putting him on television. We don't imagine he would go down the FCW NXT route at his age, 34, which again, I would say is probably the median age for wrestlers in NXT.
Pretty young.
Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Really, I think they're going to say no. Age and weight.
One sentence on Samoa Joe. WWE has no interest in Samoa Joe. So he was working there, I want to say within 4 years of this, 3 or 4 years. And I mean, never held the world title, but was up there. And then 2 more, Bobby Roode and Magnus. Not to be confused with Magnus, who
Magnus, yeah,
who had a match of the year with Andrade a couple of weeks ago.
I would say they said yes to both.
I think no to Rude, yes to Magnus.
They say Rude has the size, physique, and ring style which would slot into the WWE mid card.
Oh,
it's not wrong. Not wrong, dear.
Not wrong. Main eventing maybe a possibility in time.
They were wrong. It was
they were wrong there.
NXT mid card, I think.
And you know, so Rude has the ability to have a good theme song assigned to him.
True, both comments. I'm off the train.
He's Bobby Roode now. He's doing what about.
He's on WWE Unreal with all the other imbeciles. I shouldn't say that. Actually, I haven't heard him say a peep on that show. So to be fair, he might not be an imbecile. But that show is just like Triple H with his furrowed brow, going, "We need to. What if a monkey got involved and he had like a skateboard?" And Brian James like, yeah, Paul, I'm with you on that one. And then one mark in the room is like, can we like push CM Punk or something? And they're like, and he's like, shut up, bitch. Don't ever suggest we push that little guy again. He's got a little title. And then Paul Heyman comes in and he just, you know. Every clip I see on that show is just fucking, oh my god, it looks like hell. It just looks like fucking hell first of all, it looks completely unenjoyable, kind of typical fake, WWE fake real stuff. Unreal is such a perfect name for that show. But any insight you might get, where you just look at that, all those little clips of their creative meetings, like, Jesus fucking Christ, 17 morons sitting around a table to write the worst show you've ever seen in your life. Like, it's just so, oh God.
And then what happens? Someone's music plays and they look and the person said they get distracted. Do that again? Yeah, fuck it. They're very positive on Magnus's chance. They say he seems perfect for WWE with his size, verbal skills, and personality. What's more, at only 26, he's young enough to shed the TNA wrestler stigma and be embraced by WWE as one of their own. So, of course, he's the one they signed and he's never had a match.
No, yeah, general manager.
General manager. So he must still only be, if he's 26 in 2012, he must only be 40 now.
Yeah.
39, 40.
Did he get injured or something? Because because it did seem like, because he was terrible when he started in TNA, but he did put it together by the end.
He got to the point where he's good enough for WWE. I mean, fucking hell,
Yeah, and it's just like he left TNA and just did fucking like NWA for ages, and then they signed him and then they made him a authority figure.
You got blackballed by Cena, right? Is that the rumor?
Oh, is that the Mickey James connection?
Yeah. That was it, apparently. But then I don't know why. And then maybe he's just not.
He's just around.
Wrestling now.
I mean, speaking of NWA, also in the Q&A section, it asks, does Power Slam think the National Wrestling Alliance World title has a purpose or indeed any meaning in wrestling in 2012? And they say, no, it's been a minor league indie title for years.
Again, what was I don't even know what was going on in NWA around that time. Was that I can't even speculate. I can't even remember what that was.
That would
have been pre like the Colt Cabana thing, kind of bringing it back a little bit. I think would it have been?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I do have the list of champions here at the time. It doesn't make for a great reading. So this is 2012, right?
Yeah.
Big Show and Kane both held held titles. Chavo Guerrero and Rob Van Dam in TNA.
Oh God! What did Chavo hold in TNA?
World Tag Team. Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez.
Oh my God! This was a dire era. Oh my God!
So WWE champions were as follows: Heavyweight CM Punk, World Heavyweight Big Show.
Yeah.
Big Show World Champion at 2012.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Tag team, Kane and Daniel Bryan, of course.
Oh, Team Hell No, of course, yeah.
Team Hell No. Intercontinental Kofi. United States, where did this guy go? Antonio Cesaro.
Ah, yes, yeah.
And WWE Divas, Eve.
Oh, yes, Eve Torres, yes.
Eve. TNA World Heavyweight, Jeff Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
World Tag Team, Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez. X Division, Rob Van Dam. I mean,
oh my God,
that speaks to what they thought of that division by then. Actually, there's a quote in the. I'm going to skip forward to the TNA Bound for Glory review. Zema Ion.
Oh, yeah.
Who's now in WWE, of course. On the October 11th, Impact had walked to the ring and declared, this Sunday is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. It's Bound for Glory, and the X Division champion doesn't have a match because there's no X Division. So there you go. Samoa Joe was the TNA television champion.
Yes.
Women's Knockouts was Tara, and the Knockouts tag team champions.
Yeah.
Were ODB and Eric Young.
Oh, yes. I mean, TNA were, they were ahead of the curve on having women's tag team titles, but they were also ahead of the curve of having them instantly be like a joke and ridiculed. And
yes.
What a time capsule.
Yeah. IWGP Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi beat Kazuchika Okada June 16, 2012. Must have been $2 million. There you go. So Bound for Glory, speaking of, I don't know that this was the segment because I'm sure it was one of many, but there was a Aces and Eights involvement in, which match was it? Was the tag team title match? No, sorry, it was Sting and Bully Ray versus Aces and Eights in a no DQ match. So where are we here? Mike Tenay prior to the semi-final, what's it going to be? Full access to TNA for aces and eights or gone for good? TNA had spent months promoting the Masked Gang, and this was only the second pay-per-view bout featuring members of the group. One didn't need to be the sharpest knife in the set to predict the result. Mike Knox and Luke Gallows were the masked members who opposed Sting and Buddy Ray. What a match.
Brothers, yeah.
Followed their no DQ rules. The masked men dragged Joseph Parks to the ring before the match and handcuffed him to a railing.
God.
No one tried to help Parks, who had supposedly been held hostage and tortured for weeks. He stood there, cuffed. In order to sell his abduction properly, Joey could have grown a beard and lost some weight. That's extreme.
Wow.
Wowzers. The beard part, probably true. The tag match was a passable 1990s style big man match. There were interference and distractions, of course. Long-haired masked man Wes Briscoe ran in, another star, and spat at Parks, whereupon Parks snapped the handcuffs and fought backstage with Briscoe. Another masked man ran in and dumped Ray through a table. Ray was then pinned. I can't believe this happened, said Taz. After the match, 5 masked men beat down Sting and Bully Ray. Hulk Hogan then came out and effortlessly dropped 4 of the masked men with right hands.
Hell yes.
Pummeling the lone remaining Aces member in the ring, Hogan unmasked him, revealing Devon Dudley.
No, what?
Hogan and Sting were stunned.
Oh, God. It could be worse. You know, you watch wrestling today, you think it's bad, but it could be worse.
Yeah. I mean, also on this pay-per-view, Joey Ryan is Al Snow, so let's not get out of
Oh, God.
Apparently apart from that, Jeff Hardy, Austin Aries was apparently very good. James Storm, Bobby Roode in the street fights, Mojo versus Magnus. Just some stuff.
That's interesting.
Then we have an article about the McMahon family and their weird obsessions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
I've just seen some emails about that, I think.
Yes. Interesting. That's covered in here. We talk about Linda McMahon's political aspirations.
Oh.
According to Bloomberg, so this is December 2012. So we're talking about a good 14 years ago. Linda personally spent a total of $97 million on her 2 Senex.
Jesus Christ.
$50 million in 2010, $47 million in 2012, a new record. No one in US history has spent more money trying and failing to persuade the public to elect him to the Senate.
Well, I mean, and democracy works. She got in anyway.
She got in anyway, spent more money.
So,
they say this year, Republican hopeful Linda, who has portrayed herself to the public as a successful businesswoman, didn't even demonstrate much fiscal responsibility by spending millions on adverts to promote herself.
Got her ass.
From what we understand, Linda has finally accepted political defeat and will not run for the Senate again in 2016 or any other year. Wrong. Also, notably, a commercial was screened on the December 5th, 2011 Raw for the WWE Network.
Ah, yes.
At the time, WWE planned to launch the network in April 2012 to coincide with and capitalize on the mainstream exposure of WrestleMania 28. By January 2012, WWE realized an April launch was overly ambitious and quietly postponed it. September 2012 was whispered as a month in which the launch might occur. That came and went. WWE by this point regretted even breathing a word about the network to the public. Even during an investors conference call November 1st, McMahon refused to divulge a launch date for the network or any other details of what it would or would not broadcast. He would reveal only that it would be a paid-for subscription-only channel like HBO in the States or ESPN in the UK. ESPN now, TNT Sports. To charge customers is the only way in which the network could be profitable. That doesn't mean it will be. The startup costs of this project are not known. That said, common sense tells us they will be significant. The wisdom of the network has been questioned by most outside WWE. After all, WWE already produces Raw, SmackDown, Main Event, Saturday Morning Slam. Remember that? Superstars, NXT. Not to mention 12 pay-per-views a year. At a time when WWE is having difficulty maintaining ratings for its free-to-air programming, it is logical to ask how many people would be willing to pay extra for yet more WWE output. So kind of a bullish take on, the network did come and go, and obviously, and resulted in lot of money for them.
It's up in one way or another, yeah.
And then, of course, we finish with Hell in a Cell with the Ryback decision, let's call it, where Ryback, in fairness, was the hot thing at the time. And I'm sure we discussed way back when, the three of us.
Oh, yeah.
You got to have Ryback win. You got to have Ryback beat CM Punk. Of course, known coward McMahon pussied out.
Yeah.
I think they reference in that same McMahon article, one of his Achilles heel is also to, stick to his guns and not adapt on the fly, which in a sense we can read into that into AEW a little bit. But yeah, I mean, look, Ryback, I think long term was not anyway going to be the answer.
No, when you see what happened with him, you're like, yeah, you know what? It's not any kind of scandal, which we thought it was at the time, I'm sure.
Nah.
It is funny looking with hindsight, though, in terms of, I do believe that is the case, but is part of that because he lost here as well?
Cause and effect, yeah.
He wasn't any good.
No, he was definitely a relic of the previous era.
He could have had a short-term sort of thing, but yeah.
It's funny because he, to me, feels like the last guy who got over in that model that they used, where a guy comes in, big, powerful guy, wins matches. They're to an extent, a Goldberg push, but this was something that was kind of, they would do over and over again in WWE. I don't know why Sylvester Terkay came to my mind, but that kind of, that kind of push. Ryback was kind of the last one that kind of worked for.
Yeah.
And as we said, kind of came and went. Also on this show, they talk about Cena's political movements in terms of not letting talent get over.
Yes.
Which I don't know was necessarily in play in this show specifically, but was obviously a thing at the time. We just mentioned the Magnus thing. We mentioned previously the CM Punk not beating Cena. Would that mean he would not beat the Gods?
Yes. Wait, yeah,
they talk about see at the end here. Bear in mind, Punk had to steal. So this is when Punk won the belt. Punk had to steal the pin on Big Show from John Cena to retain the belt in a triple threat match at SummerSlam, and was only allowed a double pin draw in a singles match with Cena at Night of Champions. There was no way that he would have been allowed to defeat Ryback without assistance. This was obviously Brad Maddox's debut as the ref.
Oh, God, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. Basic as it was, the match made a refreshing change from the Cena routine, which is laudable in itself. Fans are crying out for something different this time the box. We also had, of course, this was, keep in mind, 1 year after The Rock stood in the ring in Madison Square Garden. People chanted for Zack Ryder. What was Zack Ryder doing a year out from that? Backstage, Zack Ryder dressed as a witch to mock Eve. Santino Marella impersonated Lady Gaga. Ron Simmons walked into camera shot and said, "Damn."
Oh, no. Remember that? God.
And we did have then in I believe a tag team title match, the Rhodes Scholars versus Team Hell No. So we did have in 2012.
The Rhodes Scholars. Oh my God.
Scholars. We did have in 2012 Bryan Danielson and Cody Rhodes. And there is a picture, a big old picture. Cody Rhodes has Daniel Bryan under control in the WWE tag team title match. So it is funny to see two of the bigger stars of this decade, WWE, AEW, both, on the undercard in 2012 before they really hit it big. So there you go. That's the highlights of that magazine. It was a fun read.
Journey Through Time.
Journey Through Time. So like I say, that's the last one I got. I believe Power Slam continued on for another at least year and a half. But
yeah, it was 2013, wasn't it? So
moving to France and all that, I did kind of lose track of them. So as I said, they do bring out the yearbooks, and I do pick those out when they come up. So they've only got up so far as 97 so far. So I'll keep getting those. But I do have, I would say, I don't know, 100 or so magazines in my shelf unit now. So
I've still got, Maybe not 100, but like 50, 60, definitely.
Yeah. Good read. They're fun to, and they're still in very good condition. Maybe I'll be the guy to throw them on eBay.
Like
they were fun.
Another edition. GSP has issues. We will segue now into our reviews. It's wrestling television. Starting with an episode of Dynamite from Austin, Texas. I thought this was a bloody great show this week. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I feel sometimes with Dynamite, even when I'm enjoying it, sometimes I'll like pause to go up and get a drink or something, and I'll be 50 minutes in, and there's still like an hour 25. And I do feel like, oh my God, still so much left. This one, I didn't look at my watch the whole time because, like I said, I watched this live on Wednesday night. And the first time I checked what time it was the main event already. It was like Swerve against Andrade. I went, Jesus, it's already. That is all to say, this show absolutely flew by.
Banger.
Which is obviously a good thing.
Yeah, it was a gem. It was. We kicked off with Kenny Omega defeating Rocky Romero. Maybe a little, maybe a smidge more than a squash, but not really. Pretty much, he just handily
good. We were talking last week about the wonderful Andrade squash, and we kind of referenced the Kenny Omega Alan Angels thing as sometimes you don't need to give your lower card opponent a 50-50 with the guy who's going for the world title. Omega should handily beat Rocky Romero, really.
Yeah. Good part in the middle where scoundrel Rocky Romero stole Mina Shirakawa's shimmy, which I hope she was backstage taping her fists. Came back. You never fucking do that again.
I look forward to her podcast in 30 years with her boring wife.
Her boring wife, and he stole my shit. He stole my shit. And Kenny kneed him in the back of the head, which is funny. So yeah, he got the win, and Tony Schiavone came in the ring and garbled a bunch of words about the main event scene. This is basically a tournament without them saying it. Was kind of the gist they were trying.
I still don't know what he was talking about.
So basically, it was going to be Andrade versus Swerve in the main event tonight, right? The winner of that, would face Omega, and then the winner of that match with Omega would go on to face MJF.
He mentioned something at Grand Slam Australia as well.
Yes. So wait, I'm reading the website here. So let's see what the website says here. We learned, says the website, we did not learn this from Tony Schiavone. We learned the top two contenders would. Wait, hold on. This is not even clear on the website. Okay. We learned the top two contenders would move on to Grand Slam Australia on February 14th to meet in a one-on-one match. And the winner of that match would face AEW World Champion in a title match at Revolution, March 15th. Next week in Las Vegas, Omega will face the winner of Andrade versus Swerve. Omega said he hasn't felt as good. Okay, but what? So I'm not clear on what's happening in Australia then. Because next week... So
is it the winner of that faces Hangman? Or like what's happening?
Yes, because Hangman was out in this segment, but it was not clear where he slots into this not tournament, which we're not calling it a tournament, but it kind of is. Anyway, they did the old battle royale of promos here, where people came out and they shit talked each other to set up the sort of multiple people vying for the title. Don Callis came out and was tripping over his gum,
his teeth by looking.
Yeah. So that was that. Yeah, there you go.
Also, Schiavone was wearing like high vis.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about?
He was like cosplaying as a lollipop lady or something. The ugliest Nikes and ties.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, well, that was fine, but then he just garbled a load of nonsense.
Okay, I'm still fine.
We had a nice little segment here setting up the women's title match for later, where basically the Babes of Wrath said that if you stay out of the title match tonight, Sisters of Sin, you can have a title shot on Khalij, which I thought was a nice little thing to give you a clean match later. So there you go. Continental Eliminator match. John Moxley defeated Ace Austin First Ace Austin match on Dynamite, apparently. And first, real note for him since he showed up a couple of months ago. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, really good match here. He got a lot of stuff in. This is very competitive. They definitely wanted to give him a lot of shine. And I thought he did well for himself. And Moxley, of course, put him away, hit him with a cutter, and then the Death Rider to win. So there you go. Takeshita came out to eyeball him after the fact. And with Takeshita kind of eyeballing Mox, Davis and Doyle came out and jumped Mox from behind. And Takeshita just kind of shook his head and walked away. So there you go. So, we had Mark Briscoe defeating El Clon with a very deep roll-up at the finale there. It was a good finish. Good match. Good fun action. I'm really liking El Clon. I'm really enjoying him. And, of course, we know Mark Briscoe, of course.
It's good, Clon, yeah. Considering that he's the rip-off, the
knockoff guy.
Evil clone, yeah, he's pretty good.
He's like better than hologram.
Maybe it's hologram. Maybe it's hologram.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. He did like a kip up out of the J Driller, which I don't think I've ever seen before.
Tremendous.
Lots of wacky moves and what's the word I'm looking for? Reversals and stuff like that. Very, very cool.
And this is, of course, where we got our Ciampa debut that we talked about.
My story. Very cool.
We got an Okada, very straight-faced Okada segment where he apologized to Kyle Fletcher for the screwdriver thing from World's End, where he pulled it out in his match, and then Kyle Fletcher went for it in his match, and it was gone. There was no bitch here. There was no middle finger.
Waiting for Fletcher to turn around and Okada say, bitch.
I guess the idea here is just to kind of reinforce the Callis family as a unit, except for Takeshita. Because they're all letting bygones be bygones and getting back on the same page. And yeah, so there you go. We got MJF promo, which I thought was pretty good. I think he's really been doing well the last couple of weeks. He was interrupted by Brody, who I thought did quite well as well. They bantered back and forth and set up their eliminator match for next week. I enjoyed this.
I think Brody is still not great.
Speaking.
Yeah, he kind of grew into it, but he still has kind of a very deadpan delivery.
I don't think everyone has to come and do these kind of promos. This is the problem. Do we really need Brody King doing an in-ring segment? Can't he just be big and woof? Go woof.
Big and scary and woof.
Yeah, I do. Why do you need more than that? I don't need to hear
his strengths.
I don't need to hear his inner monologue. Just comes out, picks MJF up and throws him through a fucking electric board or something. Actions speak louder than words in wrestling. That's my thing.
Yeah.
So that match is next week. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they would do this to Brody. I wouldn't be surprised if MJF just beat him, with some chicanery.
Interesting.
So they do have to, again, they're going to Australia soon, but they do have to stretch to Revolution. So it wouldn't surprise me if they, Brody probably should win to just extend this a little bit. But yeah,
I like how the eliminators are the new money matches this year. The money matches are over. Now we're getting all eliminators every week.
That was so 2025 money matches.
Yeah, 2026 is all about the eliminators.
All about the eliminators. We got a weird vignette where the Young Bucks were like, we're going back to what works. We were just fools. And I just couldn't help but think about this in typical wrestling, like 4D chess, working the mark sense. I'm like, okay, what there's going to be, they're not just like, it was just a video package about how we're like, oh, we're putting the tassels on and we're going to super kick people and be baby faces. I was like, okay, there must be a twist coming to this. I don't think, but I could be wrong. I could be overthinking it.
No, I don't think there is. I think it was earnest.
And they said the division's on notice, so I guess they're just going to be doing what they do best. They're just going to wrestle.
Please,
matches.
Please, yes.
Speaking of wrestling some matches, Chris Statlander defended her title successfully against the Toxic Spider, Tekla. This was Tekla's big chance to show out. And I think she acquitted herself very, very, very well. I thought it was a great match.
Yes, sir. Very good.
She's great. One of Stats' best in a while. And if you weren't already on the bandwagon, I mean, they have got something with Tekla. I think she's got the presence. I think she's got the bell to bell. She's got the aura, as the kids say. I think 26 will be a huge year for her, and I would say 27 will probably be a huge year for her as well.
Yeah, give Tech the respect.
The respect, yes. Put some respect on Tech.
No hecklers for Techless. No heckler for Tech. No, something like that. Heckler.
Then we had... So then there was the old, Schmozaroonie, of course, after the fact.
Schmozski, yeah.
Where Babes of Wrath came out, right? And Megan Bain and Penelope Ford came out and did the old, it was the day after the title done, came out to, make their presence known. Challenge. There was a bizarre clip. It was doing the rounds. I don't know if you saw this. Brian Alvarez acting absolutely perplexed as to what this could have possibly meant, because basically his contention was that presumably since the two of them were out there, they were staring at the tag team champions, but that is bizarre because they already had a tag team title match made for Collision. So maybe they were staring at Statlander for the world title, and Dave was like, "No, I think they were staring at the tag champions to set up a future match." But why would you do that when there's already a tag team title match involving someone else on set? It was not that. I did not understand what that grievance was. It's kind of just a similar version to what they're doing with the world title, where they're just like, look, there's lots of people vying for it. It's
and no single person could want multiple championships. That could never happen.
Yeah.
Even though Willow has
two right now. Yes.
Megan Bain could not possibly want the world title and the tag team titles.
No,
that could never happen.
And the TBS, give Bain the reins.
Give Bain all three. Okay.
Bain the reins.
Got a Don Callis segment again, kind of reiterating where they're at and kind of saying, all right, Okada, well done for getting back on the same page with Kyle, but you know what, maybe Takeshita should come along here and he should do the same thing and forgive you. But Takeshita was not there, so this was he wasn't there, but then he walked up. He walked up and he was not impressed with Fletcher.
He said, "You forgave Okada? What the fuck?" I was not happy about it.
So the dissension continues. The Demand beat up Jack Perry. That's a feud that's going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet's stock has taken a bit of a tumble. I think Jack Perry, I don't know what you do with this guy. I mean, it's just kind of like
the Royal Rumble war here. Royal Rumble 12. Is that? It is. This guy's known as Jungle Boy Jack Perry, or as we know him, Luke 90210. Jack Perry.
Yeah, there you go. We had the Davis and Doyle match, which we previously discussed with the injury, which is unfortunate. Good match up to that point. But kind of ended unceremoniously.
It was great what I saw of it before I went to the toilet.
It was good.
I mean, lots of chops. Dax's bosom was bled. And then suddenly it was over. I came back, it was over already. I said, what the fuck? So, yeah. Unfortunate. I mean...
So
just give Davis a title or something to make.
Yeah, give Davis something to do. Yeah,
give him the make a new belt for him.
Well, he is. A good sign of good faith. He is wrestling next week, so they are giving him a match, which is decent.
Yeah,
he's wrestling Hanger, so that's nice little spot to be in. Had a segment where Yuta and Shafir and Tony and Cassidy were bitching at each other. There you go. And then we had another great match to cap off a show full of great matches.
Oh, baby.
This sexy Andrade guy. This guy
has it.
He has it. Give Andrade the... Oh, listen. Give El Idolo the Titolo.
And Idolo doesn't need El Titolo because Andrade already has the bad day.
That's exactly right. I mean,
There you go.
he was. I mean, it feels like he was insanely over here. And as well as being over, I mean, just the working boots were certainly on. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a great match with him and Swerve, and on a show full of like good matches with relatively straightforward finishes. Obviously, we talked about Statlander and Tekla. They found a reason to kind of have no interference in that. Continental Classic match had Continental rules, and then on this, they just had like they were having an upset finish, which is what I would consider that an upset. Andrade beating Swerve, and the ref just got distracted. It was a quick low blow before the finish, and that was it. They really didn't OD on the nonsense here to give the heel the win. That was a nice kind of ballsy decision just to go with Andrade so strongly, going into this multi-person program here. By the way, this man's new finish is called the DM. This is the most single man of all time.
God, I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Remember that.
Oh, very good. Very, very good.
Very nice.
So, final segment, then you had MJF kind of scurrying backstage, trying to get out of town, and like all the various challengers were like
Mr.
advancing on him.
Who's going to shoot Mr.
Who's going to shoot Mr. Burns? Absolutely. And let me see, and with his last breath, he points to the letters D and M. So yeah,
what are you so happy about? Oh, I think you better drop it.
What are you so happy about? Andrade takes off his pants. Oh, I see.
Well, my favorite bit of this segment, by the way, is that when Okada was apologizing to Fletcher earlier, and then Andrade bumped into MJF here, I was like, fuck, Okada has lapped Andrade on the old English lessons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, listen. Andrade
Okada got like a 5-minute English promo on this show. And then Andrade's like, I want your title.
Well, and
Andrade, brother, come on. You've been around for years. Go on.
When you're this man, you don't have to fucking speak. Do you know what I mean?
The language of love.
Andrade had no shirt on, to be fair. I mean, that said more than words ever could.
So the thing where a million people kind of eyeballed MJF as he was leaving. I didn't like hangers gurning as the show faded to black. That was a bit silly. But yeah. So, great show. Great episode of Dynamite.
Yes. Very, very, very good.
Other than the Briscoe Ciampa match, which she praised, how else was Collige?
This was good.
I've got a Rockbusters for you.
Oh, my fair.
These fellas like smoking their weed. TR.
The Rascals?
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, got it one. That's right.
They do like smoking the old doobies, don't they?
Yeah.
Who amongst us does not, is the question.
Yeah.
Do they have any other pastimes? No, they do not.
Just weed, please.
Dropping ease.
I quite enjoyed the match, though. Well, that wasn't the first match on Collision, but the match with Crew was decent. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, this had me wishing that Action Andretti had any kind of personality, because I think Crew are really good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They're certainly good. They're kind of like Cruiserweight Tag Team Division. This is This was like WCW 2001 would be getting AJ Styles and Air Paris versus Crew. But yeah, this was pretty good. I'd be happy just to watch the Rascals have like just these kind of tag matches. I don't need like them to talk really and tell me about weed. Just have like the odd sort of cruiserweight style match. That'd be fine.
Yeah. They did hit the moonsault push finish thing, which I love.
The bloody bong, mate. That's what they hit. Don't worry about it.
That's true.
Darby Allin is still feuding with Gabe Kidd. That's ongoing. But I think Gabe Kidd said he's like, this is not to do with the Death Rider, so he's obviously going
correct.
Rogue. Yeah, so I don't know what you do with Darby.
So Darby beat Clark Connors in a very good match.
It's good, but yeah, he's not really progressed.
No, Darby said, I've beaten all the Death Riders, so now I'm going for the world title, to add himself to that queue. And as he was about to call out MJF, Gabe Kidd appeared and did that spot that Darby loves, where they put the steps on him and stand on the steps while they do a promo.
Yeah.
And as Joe said, Kidd says, I'm not on the Death Riders clock here. This is all Gabe Kidd business.
So I'm not part of that anymore.
Yeah, except for Marina Shafir and Wheeler are heels, but the rest of them are faces.
It's unclear for some reason, but apparently, yeah. Shades of grey, brother.
Like Tommaso Ciampa's big beard.
Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm beat Gino Medina and Lady Bird Monroe.
Lady Bird Monroe. That sounds like someone Tony would talk about wrestling in the 30s.
That's what I was going to say.
That could be Tony Storm's own name.
Appearing via 1950s Madison Square Garden, Gino Medina and Lady Bird Monroe. And this led to the stip, the big stip, the hair versus hair.
Yeah, which nitpick of the week on this one. Tony says, Big Tony Styles says, You slop shits and you big booger are going to make against me and Citrus Boy in a hair versus hair match. And then Tony finally goes, ladies and gentlemen, that means that whoever loses the pinfall gets their head shaved. And it's like, could we at least give like 5 minutes and then chirp in with a Tony Khan has clarified? He did immediately after Tony just made the match, and there was no clarification in their promo, but Shivani already knew how it works.
He intuited from what she was sort of saying. Yeah,
he saw it in her eyes, her crazy eyes.
Jump in here. So that should be all right. Should be a good match.
Yes,
and then. The match that I thought was the main event, so I actually switched off after this. Tommaso Ciampa defeated Mark Briscoe. This was good. I really because they pushed it towards the 20-minute time limit.
Yes.
So they were like, 5 minutes left, and then 2 minutes left, and it was like, great. I love the time limit pressure. It really adds to a match.
Yes.
And it was really good here. And Ciampa won, and it was a very good match.
Fletcher came out and pointed at him.
Yeah, why is he going back to this? That was concerning.
Unfinished business. Well, there's a queue of 10 people for the world title, I guess.
Well, John Moxley's one there.
Yeah, Moxley is going to wrestle Takeshita by the sounds of it.
He's got a little belt there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Okada's defending the international championship against Adam Priest.
Who's that?
He's the little fella who looks like if Jamie Noble and Chris Benoit were merged into a human.
Yeah.
Matches was actually decent, but come on, no one else for Okada to be beating. And then Sisters of Sin, Babes of Wrath, of course, Babes of Wrath beat him. At which point, Statlander cleared the ring. Penelope Ford and Megan Bain ran in and attacked him. I'm sure Brian Alvarez was had no idea what was going on. But yeah, it was a good little collision. Again, as Joe said, the Ciampa Briscoe match was the highlight. Although I was very, very sad when Briscoe was beaten, because he's my boy. I was counting on them 6 points coming in. 6 points became -4. That's a 10-point swing on one match. My God, feels like he just won the title yesterday.
Yeah.
So what did they announce for Dynamite this coming week? We have Andrade against Omega, will be a banger. Hangman against Davis. Ricochet against Jungle Boy for the national title. And is there another match that I'm not thinking of?
I don't think so. Oh, actually, there was a graphic doing the rounds. I don't know. Hang on. Let me open the AEW. AEW on Blue Sky. All Elite Wrestling. Okay. MJF Brody, Hanger, Mark Davis,
MJF Brody. MJF.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
And hopefully we're blowing off.
Also doing on next week's Collision, a parking lot 8-man, which they built throughout this show. Eddie Kingston, Ortiz, and the Rascals, aka 420 Blaze It.
New York.
New York Weed Bros against Big Bill, Brian Keith, and the Grizzled Young Vets.
Okay, I don't know if that's
fight.
Maybe the best built parking lot brawl they've ever done, but they've done 2 of these and they were class, so I'd imagine this one would be cool. Just before we segue out of the wrestling here, breaking, sorry, I'm touching my earpiece.
Uh-oh.
I have a trade I'd like to make.
I know. Back into the feature.
He wants certain priests.
The champion is
He's trading away Willow.
Yeah, my gal, my 3 years on the trot. I would never. Yeah, I'm gonna make. I was mulling it over since our second, and I'm going to pull the trigger on it here. Am I the first one to do a trade? Oh no, yeah,
no.
Joe had you had the injury, yeah.
No injury. I had Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh, you had Powerhouse Hobbs leave the company.
Or excuse me, Royce Keys.
Worse than an injury in a way.
Yeah,
really.
in a way. Yeah, should have been
spiritually.
Should have been negative points. I made that point. I made it. Yeah. Anyway,
-10.
Even if this isn't a super long injury for him, I'm not projecting the biggest year for old Samoa Joe.
Joseph,
3-time world champion.
Well, listen, I mean, nice little learner for me last year. Right at the end
on 0 points currently.
On 0 points currently, and I don't think he'll be going super crazy when he gets back. In his stead,
is it Big Tom?
It's gonna be Big Tom Ciampa, I think.
Oh,
and
obviously, if I'd been quicker on the draw, I could have got him with a title win. But what are you going to do? You know.
Yeah. Well, you're chomping at the bit to get him in.
I'm chomping at the Ciampa.
Chomp at Ciampa. Okay, so chomp in for Joe. We can certainly do that for you. Trade means Barry's going to have one. Okay, Barry will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 championships under his team. Joe has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 championships under his team. Paul with just 1. So not a lot of those 2 bonus points for defenses coming my way.
Too many belts in this promotion.
I only have Statlander. She's my only champion on my team. But I do have Andrade and his big shoulders. So.
Yeah, listen, you got some people who are going to have some big years. You know, so we'll see how it goes. Excellent. Okay, thank you,
Joe for Tommaso. Where we're at. All right. Just quickly, by the way, on the topic of Powerhouse Hobbs. So he obviously debuted in WWE. That's ratified. That's official. No Jericho, which I think is interesting.
He's coming out next week.
He's what you mean. He's going to be Dynamite. He's going to be the 7th man staring down MJF. And,
yes.
Or what do you mean? No, he's El Clon. Well, I don't know. Did you not
look at the body shape?
Look at the body shape. Yeah. It's like, and all those tattoos. Yeah.
Did you see the handspring out of the
I mean, how much longer are you going to milk this fucking period of
where's Jericho?
Where will I pop up next? Who knows? I mean, he's missing all the good paydays. He's missing the Saudi Rumble. He might miss Saudi Mania. He might miss Saudi Elimination Chamber. You got to be there for Saudi Raw, Saudi SmackDown, Saudi Livewire,
Saudi main event,
Saudi Superstars, Saudi Saturday Night Slam, which is great this week.
Do you think it's because
really
if he had wrestled in Riyadh, they would have made him wrestle in the full bodysuit?
Oh, yeah. No, Jerry. Yeah, interesting. And like, if he's not coming back at the Rumble, then you have to imagine he's not coming back. This Mania run. Or is he a
weird thing? Because like he's on a long old break, coming up on a year.
Mm.
He's 55 now, so he doesn't have a lot of these year-long breaks in him, to be fair. I know, as we said, that's like the median NXT age these days, but
also
I fully expected him.
Modern WWE doesn't have to do much. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't have to do much. It's just come up with a
catchphrase. Does he have a yeet equivalent?
He'll get one. He's smart enough that he'll get one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
His really annoying "yeah, man" might catch on. And also AJ Styles lost, so who knows where he's going to show up.
Talk about that. I don't know.
I love AJ. I'm going to come out and say it already. I think AJ Styles, again, one of my favorite matches of all time that I've droned on and on and on and on and on about. So don't get me wrong. I think AJ Styles has been like, I don't want to say past it, but like when you think of AJ Styles from the heyday, I mean, that AJ Styles hasn't existed since about 2017. Like,
yeah, funny enough, he's kind of similar to Ciampa for me in the sense that I would not be racing to sign him, but if he showed up, I wouldn't be like put off by it, you know.
If he came in for like dream matches, but you just feel like Tony's going to want to book him every week. I don't know why it's like he's adverse to not putting people on TV every week. Which at WWE is kind of the exact opposite. You know, Roman Reigns hasn't been on TV for so long, and then comes back and wins the Rumble. I don't think Tony really does that, which he could do more.
Would be the closest, maybe.
Yeah. I would love, like, yeah, for Styles to come in and just work the pay-per-views, I would be happy with that.
Almost like a Sting.
Like a Sting, come in and have, just wrestle Ospreay, wrestle him, you know, whoever.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him at Wembley. Come on, lads. See a bit of AJ at Wembley.
Why not? Right. It's the Rash in the show.
Let's talk about some films. Who's seen some films this week?
Yeah, I've seen some Oscar films because we're at that time of the year.
Go on. Season.
Not sure they got Oscar nominated. They might have done, but I did finish watching all the Jackass movies. Or as I call them, best stunt. The puke and poop tetralogy. Yeah, all very good. I definitely think. No, this probably be the last rewatch for a while, but I definitely think 2 is the best one. I'd say 1 and 4 I have on roughly the same level, and I think 3 is slightly the weaker one. But still all very enjoyable and very easy watches. But getting to business, I've seen 3 of the Oscar-nominated movies, 2 animated ones, and 1 for, I think, screenplay and adapted screenplay maybe, and an actor. We'll start with Blue Moon.
Yes.
The Ethan Hawke vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Linklater directed. Story of what's the guy's name? Lorenz Hart?
Yeah, I believe you.
One half of a very famous Broadway songwriting team. Plays as a kind of neurotic, lonely weirdo, I want to say. Certainly at one on the cusp of losing his fame as a result of his alcoholism. But yeah, I mean, this is the Ethan Hawke movie. This is the movie where Ethan Hawke's really good in it, and that's why it's nominated. I mean, I think the screenplay is also very good.
Yeah,
I think it's quite well written. It is very play feeling. At times for better or worse. Stylistically, I think it works that if the entire movie takes place in like one room. But there are times where sometimes characters will interject in a way that feels kind of not natural, which I guess is the style of it. Ethan Hawke, really, as I said, really, really outstanding. But I think everybody who's in the film is good. I actually think this is one. I think there's a better one. I think this is one of the Andrew Scott performances that I've enjoyed the most as well. I think he's really good.
He's great, yeah.
Whereas I thought he was like miscast in Wake Up Dead Man. Here I thought he was cast perfectly. I thought he was really, really outstanding in it. But it was kind of, the kind of movie that I started watching, and the first few minutes of the movie are in this bar where Hawke's character is kind of telling these stories of yore of, I was talking to this girl and this happened and this happened. And I was thinking, God, I would love to just watch a movie. You know, when you watch a movie and the first scene is so good that you just kind of think, I wish the whole movie was this. I could just watch an hour 40 more of just this. But then with this, it turns out that is the whole movie.
Yeah.
So that was very satisfying in that regard as well. I think it slightly loses the run of itself in the latter half. It kind of peaks and then kind of comes down again. It ends with this kind of long conversation between two characters. But I kind of felt like the film had kind of reached its peak by then. But still really, really great. I would say the best of the movies that I've watched since I've started watching the ones that I missed during the year. And if Hawk doesn't win, I think it would be an absolute travesty, because of the nominated performances I've seen so far. So it's himself, Chalamet, Jordan. I haven't seen The Secret Agent yet.
No.
And DiCaprio. Is that the 5 of them?
I believe so, yeah.
I mean, Hawk is 5
He's number one for me as well with the ball. I still have to see Marty Supreme and The Secret Agent. But yeah.
Chalamet is great in Marty Supreme, but it doesn't compare.
Yeah.
It doesn't compare. This is top stuff. But I believe the odds don't have him as their favorite, which is one of those ones like last year where fucking Jeremy Strong was nominated and was by a million miles the best, and didn't get a sniff. Like, so I don't know what criteria the people who vote on these things use. I would personally use who is the best.
Yeah,
who gives the best performance. For some reason, they don't say that.
It kind of cynically feels like it's like Chalamet's to lose, you know, because it's just like
Chalamet is great in Marty Supreme.
He's the actor really at the moment, you know.
I think it's definitely his best performance, and I thought he was.
That's good,
but like, you see Ethan Hawke in this, and it's one of those performances you'll think about for like 10 years. And when people talk about like great single performances in movies like Nightcrawler, which also didn't get fucking nominated, you think of like Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler and all these great like performances that get snubbed. If he's not to win, I would say this is one of the ones that will be on that list for years going forward. He's absolutely wonderful in it. And then 2 animated movies, which are lovely and short. Kpop Demon Hunters.
Yes.
It's fine. You know, it's if they designed a movie in a lab specifically for like 12-year-old girls, and they poured the liquids into beakers and put them into a big, you know, on top of a Bunsen burner, and then a movie came out, this would be that movie. It looks exactly how you would want it to look to appeal to that demographic. It has the songs that would appeal to that demographic. It has the characters that would appeal to that demographic. Good songs. And in fact, I was watching the movie, and I said, "Oh, I've heard this song before. I must have heard it on the radio or something." The main song, Golden. Yeah. Golden. Golden.
Yeah, I mean, my big criticism of the film was it just did feel like an ad for the very concept of K-pop. You know, like it did just feel like all the stars are like handsome and beautiful and extremely talented and also really nice as well, and also it's the most popular thing in the world, and you know, it was there's a couple of like satirical elements where like they do kind of a couple of little gags about the trivial the fickle nature of the fans somewhat, but other than that, it feels like it's a vehicle for the very concept of K-pop. But you know, did a good job, because I also was like, I'll listen to that soundtrack again. It's a good soundtrack. I'll listen to them tunes. It's good tunes.
It reminded me of the experience I had watching this movie is almost the same experience I had watching Eurovision.
Right.
Where it's like 30 fairly okay but forgettable dance pop songs just blasted at you one after another with like good choreography and lights flashing every which way. This movie was kind of the film equivalent of that. And I think the worst thing about the movie, because I will say broadly, I thought the movie was fine, but I think so much time is spent on the songs, and the movie is only barely an hour, like 20 without credits. It's very short. That a lot of the actual plot is like sped through, and stuff gets no time at all. So there's like the main character, is her name Rumi? Something like that.
Yeah.
She has like this backstory that she was like raised by this woman. And so you get the briefest of like flashbacks to that. And then towards the end of the movie, that character is revisited very quickly. And again, there's like a scene that's sped through where she basically says to her, like, you can't be who you want to be. You have to hide yourself from people, da, da, da. And then that character is never seen again. And so that arc felt really rushed and like it never paid off in a way that was super satisfying to me. And that's what I feel like a lot of the movie feels kind of rushed.
Yeah.
Like it could have used an extra 15 minutes of not songs and dance numbers, but you know, that's what sells. And I ultimately that's what is kind of the reason for this movie's overwhelming success.
Mm.
The thing with K-pop is it's for sure catchy and all that, but like I say, these are songs of the level that I would expect to hear on the Eurovision, which is not exactly the highest barometer for, quality. That golden one for sure is catchy. I think there was another one that kind of was in my mind for a while, but I think they've all mostly fallen out by now. And yeah, I mean, the story of the movie just kind of runs through the most basic of, as I said, you can't hide who you really are. You have to be open with your friends, and it's a good message at the core of it. But it's mostly just an excuse to do cool pop numbers.
Yeah,
and to Mary's point, it does come off very like K-pop isn't the name of the movie, for God's sake. Like, it's definitely a vehicle to not only appease the K-pop fans, but certainly, it seems like a lot of kids who might not necessarily be K-pop fans are certainly enjoying the movie and watching it on repeat. So yeah, decent. And then Amélie, et la Métaphysique des Tubes, or in English is called Little Amélie.
Oh.
And Little Amélie, or the character of Rain.
Bonjour.
Which is nominated for Best Animated Picture this year, and it is wonderful.
Oh, good.
A wonderful little French movie. So yeah, I'm guessing it's in English. It's called Little Amélie to distinguish it from the famous French movie Amélie, which is not called Amélie in France. So there's a whole, I'm sure, reason for that. So Little Amélie, or the character of Rain, known in French as Amélie and the Metaphysics of Tubes, which I think is a cool name, is a movie about a little girl, a little 2-year-old girl, and it's about her birth to her third birthday and all the things she learns during those years. So it's told entirely from her point of view, and she has a very mature, like, inner monologue. So when she's born, she thinks that she's like God come to life. So she's a little baby with a God complex. And then as she nears her third birthday, she has this like existential crisis, which is very funny. So it's a very odd take on what is a very straightforward kind of story. She plays a little Belgian girl born to a Belgian family living in Japan. She's born in a vegetative state. Until one day her grandmother is visiting and offers her some white chocolate, which breaks her out of her stupor, and she kind of comes to life and just starts talking and running around all crazy. But it does have these like lovely moments of like she learns about, what her name is, because the Belgian family based in Japan, she has a Japanese nanny who like she bonds with and has little adventures with. And yeah, really, really lovely and kind of moving stuff, while at the same time being weird in a kind of almost Studio Ghibli kind of way. Even though visually it doesn't look anything like a Ghibli movie, it does have some of those kind of like Ponyo-esque vibes to it, I guess I would say. But yeah, the more and more I get into this is a very short movie. So this is with credits, it's an hour 18. So I'll say definitely you should be able to fit it into your rotation. But I just thought this was just an absolutely lovely movie. It kind of made me want to have a little like 2-year-old Belgian daughter running around and I can like, look, this is a leaf or whatever, I just thought it was absolutely lovely. So this is kind of I wouldn't say it's as good as Flow, but this is kind of my Flow of this year, where this is the one that I'm secretly hoping will win the Best Animated Picture. K-pop Demon Hunters will win, by the way. Put your holiday money on that one.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is a far like less cynical and honestly lovely movie that kind of you want to get.
Sometimes a lot of time with the animated ones, they do give it to the obviously best one, but I mean, there's for as prestigious as it is, there is always there's always an element of chasing the headlines and the attention and stuff like that. With the Oscars.
Give K-pop Demon Hunters Best Original Song. That's fine.
That's fine.
Little Amélie should win Best Animated Picture. It's a little joy. That's it.
Alrighty. I was also on the Oscar watch this week. I watched Sentimental Value, which we talked about last week. Thoroughly enjoyed. That is the Joachim Trier latest, Stellan Skarsgård, Elle Fanning. Excellent. It's kind of a bittersweet kind of family drama, talking, kind of deals with the highs and lows of familial relationships and strained the Skarsgård is phenomenal as the dad. I think he's kind of the show stealer. Elle Fanning obviously really good, and Renate Reinsve, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, is excellent in this as she was in Worst Person in the World. Yeah, really good. Enjoyed that thoroughly. And then the other one I watched is actually probably one of, not nominated for anything, kind of one of the more notable alleged snubs of the year, which is No Other Choice, which is the latest motion picture from, what is the director's name? Park Chan-wook, pardon me.
Yes.
He of Old Boy fame and Stoker and things like that. No Other Choice is a excellent, the sort of a dark comedy almost, I suppose you'd call it, about a sort of laid off a worker who ultimately kind of conspires and starts concocting plans to sort of assassinate people who he is competing with for a job. In the hopes to kind of get his life back on track after it kind of falls apart. He's a hard-working, dedicated employee of a paper pulping or just a paper factory, and he gets tossed on his ear by, wouldn't you know, lads, fucking Yanks, bought out by the Yanks. The loyal workers are out in their ear. And there you go. It is a brilliant film. It is really, really excellent. The lead performances are fantastic. It's satirical and well done and hilarious the whole way through. But this is one of those films where it sticks the landing so well. The final 10-15 minutes where they just tie everything all together are so well done. It's so well done. So cynical, but so clever. And very, very creative, and in general, it's just a really, really entertaining watch. Lots of Park Chan-wook, like he likes to just have a little bit of visual flair, almost just for its own sake in his films, and you definitely get a lot of that in this film. There's lots of just interesting, weird little transitions and stylistic things he kind of throws in there throughout the film. Really, really great, and I'm getting the ink out. I'm getting my rubber stamp. I'm thanking it, and I'm. Official snub, the Barry Ladd snub stamp of approval goes on this. And it is definitely one of the best films of the year. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, for sure.
You'd see.
I'm going to say on record, I haven't seen F1, but I would say No Other Choice probably better.
Probably better. Gosh, you're gonna have to watch that at some point. Yeah.
Enjoy all 2 hours 40 of it.
2 hours 40 of it. Vroom vroom. That's all I saw this week.
I'd rather watch an actual F1 race. It's not half long.
Oh, you shorter.
Ooh, a couple from me. Caught up with the previous Joachim Trier movie, The Worst Person in the World.
Nice.
Also starring Renate. I'm going to do my Norwegian accent here. Renate Reinsve.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, this is an old film. Everyone's seen it. It was a few years ago, right? It's good. It's a kind of young woman going through various relationships in Oslo, and she doesn't really know what she wants. She changes career all the time. She changes partners all the time. She's a bit of a cow, I think is that's the alternative title.
She's a bit of a cow.
I enjoyed it. Not as much for me as Sentimental Value. I don't necessarily have to compare the two, but it makes sense. Having just seen the other one. I just didn't get the emotional depth from it. And maybe I'm just like at an age where I'm like, yes, she's young and stupid. Yeah, we know. we've kind of seen that. She's annoying. Yes, I get that. There's some nice moments in it. There's also some bits like there's a kind of drug taking sequence that I just thought was a bit student filmy. I didn't really like. There's some other moments that are quite nice. But yeah, overall it was good. It was solid, worth a watch, but I didn't come away kind of thinking about it really too much. Speaking of which, also watched Bruce Springsteen biopic.
Oh yeah,
that I apparently was retitled from "Deliver Me from Nowhere" to Springsteen: Deliver Me from Nowhere.
Just so you know,
just so the audiences definitely don't get confused, because if they don't see Bruce Springsteen in the title, they won't know that they want to watch it. You see. So yes, this is the biopic starring Jeremy Allen White and Jeremy Strong as Bruce Springsteen and his agent or his manager. It's about making his second album, so he's already a successful rock star, but he's having a hard time because his dad wasn't nice to him when he was a boy. I was struggling with this album.
He shut down the old factory.
Oh, my dad said go to bed with no dinner.
I love that track on that album.
It's a good one. So this film, I mean, I hate these rock biopics.
Yeah.
I just hate them. I only watch this because of Jeremy Allen White, Jeremy Strong, and Stephen Graham's in it as well, playing the dad who sent him to bed with no dinner. And there is zero adversity in this film. It is just Jeremy Allen White kind of doing Bruce Springsteen. He does it okay, it's fine. But the whole kind of adversity is Springsteen's written like 5 or 6 hit songs, and he's like, I don't want to release these though. I've got another album I want to do. And it's like, oh no, Bruce, you've written Born in the USA, and it's going to be one of the biggest songs of all time. Oh no, I don't want to release it though. And so he's working on this other album that's much more experimental, and it's like, okay. But at no point is there really any adversity other than his own sort of internal struggle, which isn't that great. You don't see him like, it's not like Rocket Man, the kind of Elton John biopic where he's descending into drugs and nearly drowning in a swimming pool. It's really just Bruce looking sort of grumpy in a diner and being Marty with his girlfriend. Like that is the I'm not even exaggerating. That is the extent of it. There's one scene where Jeremy Strong's character, the manager, goes to the record label and gives them this like quite experimental album that he wants to put out. And he's like, yeah, and he's not going to do any press. He doesn't want to be on the album. He's not going to do a tour. We don't care what you say. That's what we're doing. And then the record label doesn't even really disagree. He just goes, okay. And that's it. They don't even do the cliched thing of like, and the label didn't want to put it out. They wanted to sue him and fight. Like, that's really cliche, but they don't even do that.
Sorry, is this still your review of The Worst Person in the World?
No.
It sounds like it is.
Right, yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, worst person in the world.
But it's just, nothing happens in this film. This is the problem with these rock biopics. Unless it's someone had a particularly kind of interesting life, I just don't think what is interesting about it. That was it. So I'm really unimpressed with that. I'm not surprised it didn't bother the Oscars because, I mean, a great act. Love the cast, great actors, great cast in it. They don't have anything to work with, really.
I mean, the thing with Rocket Man is, it's okay. Number one, is Elton John's lived a quite interesting life,
yeah.
But also the movie itself does some like otherworldly stuff, like scenes that take place not in our reality per se.
Yeah, they find a way
to more to it than
to liven it up. Yeah. Whereas this, God, it's Jesus, nothing. Absolutely, giving me nothing. I go through more kind of internal struggle making the artwork for this show than Bruce goes through writing that album.
Where's his film?
Honestly, make a film about me doing the artwork for this show, please. Yes, that was me movies this week. Look at the cinema, not much out at the moment. I think I've seen all the Oscar movies now, so
right.
Yeah, I'm seeing Hamlet tomorrow.
Bit of a lull until spring, summer sort of blockbusters.
Yeah, I'll have a Hamlet review next week, as well as probably 2 or 3 of those that I watched during the week.
Fantastic. Telly. Who's watching telly this week? I really haven't.
Telly. I've watched some telly. I'm on the finales of 2 shows. So the Fallout season 2 finale will be released on Tuesday of this coming week. All caught up. Very solid season. Very solid season 2. Still like that show a lot. especially in the latter half of the season, it's like I say, it's kind of found the balance right of not being kind of goofy to the point of undercutting its own seriousness, and kind of moving towards interesting conclusions. So very much still enjoying that. I'm on the finale now of Alien Earth. I'll probably watch that by tomorrow as well. Still crap, I'm afraid to say. That's one that'll be not one that'll be staying in the rotation post season 1. I'm afraid I'll be deleting that one off the file. Like 1 or 2 decent episodes. Episode 5, I think, was kind of by far and away the peak. I just don't like the characters in it, or kind of the direction they took in terms of what this extended world story was going to end up being. Just a lot of kind of annoying characters and performances, and I just find we've had so many movies and so on now. I also think you kind of lose the thrill of seeing an alien pop out of a vent and chomp somebody's eye out or something. Like, I also don't get a thrill out of that anymore necessarily. I mean, like I said, there was one episode which I thought was really good, but that episode coincidentally didn't feature most of the usual main cast. It was kind of like a side story, and that was by far the best thing they did. So, I think a lot of my issues are just fundamentally with the direction they took, and maybe that's more of a subjective thing, but I'm just not into it. So that'll be dropped, unless there's some amazing turnaround in the finale, but I'm dubious. And then I'm back on Nirvana, the band, the show, in anticipation for the movie to come out this year. I watched a web series in one sitting.
Yeah, nice and short.
Nice and short. Still very funny, but watching them in such close proximity, I mean, when you go from the web series to the TV series, it is such a jump in terms of I don't think only in terms of like the scope of like the plots and so on. I just think that it's like funnier, it's more consistent, it works better. All the stuff you'd expect from 10 years plus experience, the 10 years between the web series and the TV series. I've only watched the first 2 eps of the TV series again. Both bangers, both absolute bangers. Web series, like I said, I still have a great fondness for web series. I think the web series are great. The web series are what would be the equivalent? Like, when people love the Monkey News and the Rockbusters in the XFM shows, and it's when you listen back, sometimes you listen back to XFM season 1, you get a greater enjoyment out of those earlier shows before those features became the prominent funny bits. So I still have a great enjoyment and appreciation for the web series. They're kind of weirder and rawer, and certainly they say things and do things in the web series that they thank the Lord wouldn't get away with doing in the TV series. But just when the first episode of the TV series came out, then the second episode, like these are on a different level. These lads are fucking class. So I'm enjoying those. I'll probably watch a third one now tonight. Super easy to watch and get through. Like I said, 20 minutes each. So probably watch 1 or 2 a day, and then sit and play that movie will get to release over here sometime before on the ground, please.
Yeah.
Ideally.
I'd really like to see it in the cinema. I mean, if it doesn't get it seems like one of those things where it'll get announced for like summer and it'll already be online and stuff. It's like, well, obviously,
I'll watch it before.
I go. I'm not going to wait that long, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we'll stay positive.
That's business, unfortunately, but yeah, we'll see. But the show is great, of course. So that's all the TV for me. None of you guys haven't been watching much telly?
No, not this week. I'm behind on The Pit as well, so yeah.
Yeah, watching The Pit still good. I finally invested in a thumb drive to put in the TV.
Nice.
Good man.
So my TV does work, so that's good news. It was just the old thumb drive that didn't. So that's good. And we're watching Malcolm in the Middle at the moment. That's
I didn't get around to that sometime.
So we're on nearly done with season 2 already. So, it's great. It's
Great
so
show.
funny. I love the how. I mean, I'll talk about him more once we watch more of it. But like the Hal character, I forgot how kind of funny he is. Also, like how cool he is.
Yeah,
He's like, I love when they allude to his previous life before the kids, where he's like a rock and roller,
a smoking like crazy man.
He's just like a badass. I also forgot like how much Lois and Hal like are into each other. Like they're always trying to fuck. It's just the kids getting in the way. Otherwise, they'd be like boning all the time and listening to records and driving motorcycles is so much funnier. It's great. It's great.
I mean, once I finish Fallout and Alien Earth, I'm going to have a lot of slots on the old TV file. So, I mean, maybe it's time for me to... I know we've talked about it a lot. Maybe it's time to watch Frasier. Maybe it's time to watch Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one.
Finally do some of these things.
Malcolm in the Middle is about half as long as Frasier, if you wanted to start with that, because they're back glory days of 20-minute episodes and 20-ish episodes per season. But Malcolm in the Middle only ran for seven seasons. So he just in time for that revival thing.
That thing.
Yeah, well, the Frasier one was shit, but
I saw a bit of it and it looked terrible.
Maybe the Malcolm. They put out like a teeny tiny trailer for the Malcolm in the Middle one. It looked okay. I'm not really getting my hopes up, but yeah. That all the telly, so boys.
Yeah, it's on my telly.
We'll do a little bit of game golf. I'm still just playing Cyberpunk, so I don't really have very much to say. What about you, Paul?
I'm still playing Ghost of Yotei. Still loving it. Well, I must be 12 hours, 12, 13, 14 hours in there. Hasn't lost any of its luster just yet. Still find the combat super fun and super, I like when you find a tricky little boss that takes 2 or 3 tries to beat as you work out the patterns and do all that. I like what they've done with the weapons instead of the stances. Like I said, still scratches the itch of what I like from both Assassin's Creed / The Witcher type games, with having stuff on the map to do, but also not just plonking a question mark on there. So you still get the Bethesda thing of, well, my objective is there. I'm just going to ride my horse across the map and see what I come across, which is what I like about those Ghost games. Is it's very easy to just plonk 900 question marks on a map and methodically go through them one by one. This game doesn't do that. So instead, when you're traveling across the map, you'll get like the golden bird would appear, and if you follow the bird, he'll lead you to one of your things, or you can play your stringed instrument. I forget the name of it. And if you play a specific song, that will make the wind blow towards where there's a hot springs, or So rather than plonking stuff on the map, the game will either let you find it on your own, or every now and then we'll give you a little hint. You don't need to follow the bird, but if you want to follow the bird, there's a thing over here. Or you can buy the maps and they'll show you where they are. Again, totally optional. Or you can play your instrument, totally optionally. So it gives you lots of different options to do, which I much prefer, like I say, to just, hey, there's your 9 million things, go do them. Now, it's a little bit more organic in how it does it. Really enjoying the story. It's obviously a lovely looking game.
Yeah.
I'm still in that kind of second area. I'm just about finished it. So, I mean, the crux of this game, again, feels very similar to an Assassin's Creed. It's a revenge story.
Yes,
You're down the Yotei 6. So I'm just about on the second of the 6 to kill. So by that, I would take that I'm roughly a third through the game. But yeah, it's definitely scratching an itch for me that, thank God I don't play a load of these third-person world adventures, because there was a time where I would have rather played anything else than this kind of game.
In this type of thing, yeah.
After a year or two of not playing any of them, one like this comes along and, my body has refreshed and I'm in the mood again for it. So big thumbs up on it so far. I'm not getting any kind of itch yet to move on to anything else. So we'll see how it lands. See what sticks to landing. And then last thing is I finished a book this week.
Oh,
this guy reads books.
Literature man.
Oh, so first of all, I read Spot Goes to the Circus
Oh, okay. No spoilers now. No spoilers.
Well, it was the fucking crocodile. Yeah. I've read the third Richard Osman book. His series of murder mysteries, The Thursday Murder Club.
Oh, nice.
Which I watched also the movie adaptation of this year. Was not very good. I think this was the weakest of the three. I've always found them very kind of light reading, but in an enjoyable way. This one was the first one where I started to roll my eyes at it a little bit.
Sorry.
There's one scene where the big bad is in one of the rooms with the old ladies. One of the old ladies, Joyce, is one of the main characters, because it's a series about a group of elderly people living in an elderly kind of retirement, whatever you call it, a posh retirement home. Let's say.
Yes.
So the big bad is in one of the rooms in Joyce's house. And Joyce says, "Would you like a cup of tea?" And he says, "Well, I'm not going to take a cup of tea because you're going to fucking drug me, obviously, if I do that." And they talk, and she's doing the Mrs. Doyle. Go on, you'll have a cup of tea. And then he takes the tea, and guess what? He's fucking drugged. And I was like, this is not Richard Osman. Let's have a talk. This is not. What is this? I do think it kind of came together more in the end, but this was the first of the three. It is quite a quaint little story, right? The old folks who get together and solve the mysteries. Like, it's the lightest of light, right? Like I say, this was the first of the three where I was actively going, this is a little bit too lame for me now.
Yeah.
It does kind of come around in the end. I think the last kind of third of the book was the strongest for sure. But I think I'm going to probably tap out there on the series now. I think there's 5 out now. I think it's the kind of book that if I'm going on holidays and need a book to read on the beach, I might pick up the 4th one. But I don't think it's the kind of book that I'll actively sit and read. So I'll probably tap out there. So that's it for me.
All right, that's it for the books. A regularly recurring books. I'm really close to finishing a book. So maybe we'll have book talk again next week. I have been trying to. I got my wife a Kindle for Christmas, and honestly, it's like I bought her a second house. She loves it so much, and it's like the greatest thing I ever got her. And she has read. She's on like her 6th book of the year, or like I think 7th. She is just ripping through them, and I'm kind of a bit jealous. I'm like, I want to get back on the reading. So yeah, maybe we'll talk about that a bit more on the show. Thanks for listening, folks. It's going to do it for this week's edition of the ChairShot Podcast. ChairShotPodcast.com is where you can go to check out the Fantasy League standings in real time. It's also where you can go to pop us an email if you have any feedback on the show, any movies you saw that you liked, didn't like, wrestling take you wanted to share, so on and so forth. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll be back next week with more. So until then, it's going to be goodbye from me. It's going to be goodbye from Joe.
Goodbye.
And goodbye from Paul.
Goodbye.